Hello, it's your boy Rahim and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 worst things to do with money. It's very important because people are doing this every single day. When I watch outside, I see people doing it. I look inside my building where I work, I see people doing exactly the same thing. So I'd like to share this with you so you would know what it is or what they are so you can eradicate that in your life to get you to financial freedom. Not just financial freedom, it gets you to financial independence, happy, fulfillment and joy in your life and the people around you. So let's get going. Basically, lots of people are out there buying what I call depreciating items. What do I mean by depreciating items? Buying things that do not bring them residual income, neither brings them add value to what they're doing. So you may be thinking, what sort of things are this, right? If you're one of those who buy trainers, expensive trainers for about maybe £300, that is a depreciating asset or depreciating liability. So once you've wore that trainers, value has gone down. You may be one of those who likes to buy, maybe pay for expensive holidays, for example, maybe take a loan to go on a holidays. Again, that is a depreciating liabilities because once you've gone on holiday, if you're taking a debt or a credit card to do that, guess what? When you come back, you'll be paying for that. And that's not bringing you any money, right? That's not bringing you anything. Maybe you're one of those who likes to buy expensive cars. You go and take a car on a lease or maybe bought that car. As soon as you drive that car, from the parking lot, it goes down in value. Sometimes it goes down in value by 20%, depreciating value straight away. And guess what? That things become a liability. Or maybe you're one of those who wants to spend expensive, lavish life in things that don't really add value to you. And then you're buying these things only for you to realize that really it's not bringing any money. And then guess what? It becomes something that you'd have to pay for in order to kind of survive. So people tend to ask me, how about buying your own home? Is that a depreciating liability? So the question is what your objectives are, okay? What do you want in life, okay? For me, when I started my property investment journey, I saw buying a house for me to live in as a depreciating asset. Hear me out, right? You may be thinking I'm crazy. The way I looked at it is basically, if I buy that house now, right, I have to put down, let's say 25%. If the house worth about maybe 300,000, if it is a 500,000 pounds house, you're talking about 125,000 pounds. So how I see it basically, if I buy that house now, right, I would have to be paying, I would normally pay, I may pay a mortgage around maybe 800 to about £1,000, okay? So I would have to pay that money whether I live in that house or not, right? If I go on holiday, you still have to pay for it. And if I live in the house, I'll still have to pay for it. So regardless what the situation is, I will still have to pay for that house. So if I'm buying a house that worth £300,000, I would need to put down 25% of that, which is £75,000. I said to myself, then how about then if I can go and buy 3 houses worth £100,000? Well, that means basically I'll be putting down 25,000, 25,000 and 25,000. That gives me £75,000. And that 75,000 I would have put to buy my own house would allow me to buy 3 buy-to-let properties, okay? Those 3 buy-to-let properties, if each of them are generating me £850, I would be making £2,550 per calendar month for those 3 properties, okay? So that is what is gonna bring me. So whether I live in those houses, I don't live in those houses, I've got tenants there that are paying me seriously return on my investment. So I'm making about £2,550. So what I could do then, instead of buying the house, I can go and rent a house. Suppose I rent a house, say I'm living in an expensive place in London or in just a normal average place in London. A house in London would kind of worth about £1,500. Let's say the best house is £1,500. So if I rent that property then for £1,500, whilst I'm renting my own 3 properties for £2,550, guess how much I will be saving or putting into my pocket? You guessed it right. So I will be making £1,050 every single month. So again, that's the reason why I did not buy property to live in at the beginning, because it makes my money work a lot harder for me. Suppose then I'm buying a property that worth 500,000 in this example. If it's 500,000, I need to put down 125,000 pounds in order to be able to buy 500,000 pounds property, because that will be the 25%. That 125,000 pounds will not just buy me 4 properties. That 125,000 pounds will buy me 5 properties. 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000 and 25,000. That gives us 100 on £25,000. We use the same example again. If each property is generating me £850, you times that by 5, that property then will generate me £4,250. Those 5 properties will generate me £4,250. Same logic. So instead of buying that house, I can go and rent a house. Suppose I want to rent a house, again, 1,500. If I minus that £1,500, guess how much my return on investment is? You guessed it right. It's £2,750, right? That £2,750 is passive income as well. I don't need to actively involve to make that money. So again, that's the reason why I did not buy a house when I start my property investment, because I know I can make my money work a lot harder for me, instead of renting that house so family members can come around and say, oh, you got a nice house, amazing marble tiles. If it's not going to bring me money, I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it to please someone else. I'm doing it to make me and my family happy. So I can speak to my wife or my partner and say, listen, you know what? Let's live this uncomfortable life for now, for the future, so we can make a serious return on investment. Imagine now you're making £2,750 in those five properties after you've taken the £1,500 to pay your rent. Times that then by 12, look at what you're making. You're making £33,000 a year. That £33,000 a year is literally money that you haven't worked for. That's what you call you make money while you sleep, not when you're actively working. Okay, that's how investors think. That's how I think. When I start my property investment journey, that's how I still think. So it makes my money work a lot harder. Guess what? You would have not just received £33,000, you would have also received something that we call capital appreciation. The price of your property would have gone up in value, and guess what? You would have made money that way. And in average, property prices goes up by 7.5% a year, regardless what the economic climate is. So you do the maths. Even the property goes up by 5%, you're making serious return on your investment. And give yourself 5 to 10 years. Once you've made all that money, you can go and buy your own dream home, right? You can afford to buy £1 million house if you wanted to, or 1.5 mil or 2 mil house, because now you've got enough passive income coming to you in order for you to be able to do that. So if you're one of those who are looking to kind of buy a house, maybe put that on hold, invest that money wisely to get you better return on your investment. If you're the one of those who likes to buy depreciating assets, so I hope really this has shined a light to you to understand that you can make the money work a lot harder for you instead of buying things that people would impress. When I was in London, I used to buy so many expensive trainers and all that sort of thing. Only for someone to say, oh, you got an amazing trainers. After that, well, what else? Nothing, right? So I reversed that concept into a concept that I can use to make myself not just rich but wealthy and help people around me as well. So reverse that idea. Instead of dressing to impress or buying things to impress people, buy things that can give you return on your investment, and then people would be impressed by you because they'll be seeing you as a millionaire, property millionaire, and you'll be giving charities, you'll be helping people left, right, and center. Then people would really look at you and copy you as a role model. Number 2, the fifth worst thing you could do with money is basically saving it. I've been banging on this in most of my videos. Saving money is a way to literally get you to broke, right? Because what happens if you save money, the bank doesn't pay you interest rate on it. The interest is literally 0, right? And guess what? Inflation is going up, right? The value of your the value of your money goes down drastically, right? Just look at it now. A jug of milk was about maybe 70 pence just 6 months ago, and today the same jug of milk worth about £1.10. That is over 40 pence price increase. So imagine that if you've got that sort of money, or if you've got money in your account that would have gone down in value by 30%, you're literally dead. That money will not do any good to you, okay? That money will not do any good to you. So do not save money. Store the money and invest it to a joint venture partnership. You can start your rent to rent. You can start your rent to service accommodation. And again, if you need help with this, book me for a free strategic call. I will kind of advise you on what to do. And the best thing you could do also is to educate yourself with that money instead of saving it, because it's not going to do any good to you. If you educate yourself, guess what? Nobody will take it away from you. It's in you. It's in you. You can literally use it whenever you want to use it because you're adding value to what you're doing. Right? The third worst thing you could do with your money is buying most cryptos. So what do I mean by that? Like cryptos, we all know they're literally rock bottom right now. Literally, you're buying these things based on someone else's opinion, and most of these opinions are fake news. I cannot literally count the number of times I get this fake news saying Martin Lewis has invested in this crypto, Jeremy Corbyn have invested in this crypto, and they're bringing celebrities, making it a fake news in order for you to get actually ruled in it, and then buy those cryptos and end up losing lots of money. And people are losing lots of money in it. So don't gamble your money. Make your money work a lot harder for you instead of investing it based on someone else's opinion. So don't do that, okay? If you're one of those who's literally lost money in the crypto market, I hope you've learned from it and you will not gamble your money away. And again, if you don't know the market, don't invest because you see everybody's doing it, right? At least if you want to do it, make sure you know what you're doing, right? I looked into crypto. I followed some people, I see them teaching this, and the guy, I spent about 3 hours with him, right? Only for him to tell me at the end, really, it's kind of gambling, right? So I'm not going to gamble my hard-earned cash away, right? I'm not going to gamble my money because I worked hard for it and I want it to work a lot harder for you. So again, cryptos are things you may want to keep away from it. Most of it, right? Keep literally away from most of the cryptos. And if I were you, I wouldn't even look at it right now. Look at something that will give you solid return on investment, okay? And again, pension, I think pension is a scam. One of the worst things you could do with your money is to allow your employer to actually convince you to add more money in your pension. It's a scam, right? I've got lots of investors I've approached that I'm helping right now, right, who realize that the pension will not pay them even £300 after they have retired a week. So they have realized that that is not a wise return on their investment. So what they're doing right now is I'm helping them pull their pensions out in order for them to invest in properties, because they realize that the pension is not really going to get them to where they want to go, because basically, again, it's based on speculation. It's based on what the government decide to do on that day. And believe you me, there's so many poor pensioners out there that are sadly starting to work again because they have realized that that pension is not going to do a lot for them. You may be thinking, oh, I'm young. Literally, why should I worry about that? You need to worry about that now, right? Because you need to take action now when you're young, because that gives you enough time to build your financial platform in order for you not to rely on the government pension or to rely on pension in the first place. So basically, do not do that. That's the worst thing you could do with your money. And the fifth worst thing you could do with your money is using your home equity to invest in the stock market, right? I've got someone who approached me who did exactly that, right? So it's crazy, absolute crazy. He gambled this money away. He was able to pull out £250,000 from his property, and guess what? He invested in the stock market. I don't know which stock market guru he met, and then obviously pulled that money. Guess what? He lost almost everything. So I'm urging you, if you've got a property, do not pull that equity to either put it in pension or to invest in the stock market, especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? Especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? It's the worst thing you could do. You can put your family into a terrible situation. Because what I would advise you to do before you pull that money, even to invest in property, property would be the safest way to invest. You know why? Because once you bought the property, nobody's going to come and take it away from you, right? They're not going to say, oh, the property, the actual price has gone down. Even if the property's actual price has gone down, you've got someone paying you rent, right? You've got someone paying you rent every single day. We all know when COVID hits, right, stock prices went down. Guess what? The government was helping people who were struggling to pay rent to pay rent. And again, that's the proof of concept that it works. It's a solid asset. It's not going to go away. You can walk past it. You can drive past it. You can visit it. You can hug it. You can even kiss it, right? Nobody will take it away from you, okay? But educate yourself first before you even invest in properties, because you don't want to buy the wrong property, the wrong location without having the education you need. Again, if you need help with that, I have a link in my description below. You can book yourself there for a free 30-minute consultation. You don't pay me anything. It's absolutely free. It's just to get to know you and see how I may be able to help you. So again, it's completely free. So invest in property. Even if it's not with me, get someone who will guide you, right? For me, property would be the best way to invest it, because nobody will take it away from you. Look at that. That's an example. If you've got a property that's gone up by £250,000, that then tells you it works. It tells you it works. So what you do then, you do the same thing, right? Pull that money out, go and buy another property. It may not be 250,000 anyways. Even if it's 30,000, 25,000, pull that money out, go and buy yourself a house. Because guess what? That property will generate a minimum of £300 net profit every single month. And again, that's the money that you haven't worked for. That's what you call you make money whilst you sleep, okay? Do not do that. Don't pull your equity out of your property to invest in the stock market. I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing tutorials. I look forward to sharing the next video.